Hi everyone. So this is the fifth video in this consistency series and on my YouTube channel. So today I would like to talk about the power of action or the yoga of action. So in order to understand what action means and what its power mean, we need to understand what life is. We all have this one question across culture, across geography: what is the purpose of life? The way I understand it, based on Mahabharat and Bhagavad Gita and various other texts, and through my limited life experience up until the age of 28, the best explanation to that answer, in my opinion, the is that the purpose of life is to take action. Now, how does this work? It works in a simple way, but it's complicated to understand. But hear me out. So, action works in a very simple way, but it is funny. So, right now you are, let's say, 28. Let's take my example. There is a person who is 28 and he hasn't done much in his life. If he decides to stay the same, as in not take any action towards improving his life or his lifestyle or just himself, he would stay at the same place after 10 years. But if he takes action towards his dream, it may be anything, it may be music, dance, sports, medical, engineering, computer science, business, or anything, or even his job for that matter, professional career as they call it. So if a person takes action without any particular goal in mind, right? So after 10 years, his reality would be different. So action gives you the ability to change your reality. Therefore, the purpose of life, since I mentioned earlier, the purpose of life is to take action. That means to take action gives you the ability to change your reality. Therefore, the purpose of life is to change your reality completely. So, but now there is one more question, that this entire concept is pretty flawed. So let's look at the flaws and let's move on to concept number 2, which is related to this. Let's say you reach somewhere after taking action, right? You become successful businessman, or you establish your name in music industry or in sports, right? That establishment or that authority that you have achieved now won't stay forever. There will come a time when you won't be there on this planet and someone else will take your place. Someone else will break your records. Someone else will have your business, have your land, have your property, have your car, probably even your assets, your shares, and everything else. So, this leads to the question, if we are ultimately going to die, then what is the purpose of changing? What is the meaning of changing this reality? Why having such an ability to change the reality is important? That means, why should we even take action? That is the flaw, which is quite understandable. Therefore, we reach to the base conclusion, the subatomic thought process behind this is that there is no goal, there is no destination to reach. The purest form of purpose that life offers us as humans is that we need to take action. There's a starting point, there's a goal, okay? None of these matter. What matters is the journey. And this is not a concept that I'm saying for the very first time. Krishna said this long time ago, 3000 years ago probably. Sadhguru has been saying this for a long time now, that the purpose is to live life blissfully. What blissfully? the action, the phase, the journey phase that we all take, that you should take blissfully, because apart from taking that journey blissfully, we don't have any other option. Because if we stay here, we will probably be miserable, or we would be dissatisfied, or we would be underexplored as human beings, and we will eventually die. Okay, if we reach this part, the successful part, again we would be, this would be now our current reality, and then we want to go somewhere else, or we would be dissatisfied at that supposedly dream reality. So the stops, or the landmarks, or benchmarks as we call it, are not really the purpose of life, or are not really the goals. The actual goal is the purpose, sorry, the journey. That is where the action, the yoga of action takes place. And it's quite hard to take action, because most of us, including myself, we are comfortable in our current position, because taking action requires pain. Action is correlated with change, and change brings pain. So action requires a lot of courage, but we all have it. And it is important that we take action, not to reach anywhere, not to change our lives, but to just move with life. Now, this is a known fact that the universe is expanding, right? The more we travel outward, the universe is expanding faster. We cannot catch the speed at which the universe is expanding. Okay, now I'm not a scientist or a physicist, so I cannot explain it in scientific terms, but this is the base. Imagine a sphere of energy. It is evolving like this. It is getting bigger, 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 and you are at the center. You want to reach it. No matter how fast you go, it will always be farther from you. So the I mean, the universe is expanding, right? So we have to move along with it. If we stay at the center, or wherever we are, the universe will keep on expanding, but we will be stayed at that position, and we won't be able to explore the universe, or our own potential, if we talk about human beings. Therefore, taking action is very important. It's hard, but it's quite easy if you just think of it as one day's effort. Like, if you are taking action towards, let's say you have an exam after a year. You are preparing for GMAT, or any language exam, or a medical exam, JE, or NEET for Indian students, or if you are in China, the Gaokao exam, or SAT for American students. Now, in order to prepare for that exam, you have to study every day. Now, studying every day is pretty hard, and even starting somewhere is pretty hard. So you have to think about it as a day one activity, or just one day activity, wherein you have to take action on that one particular day, and that's it. Not thinking about the future or the past, just on that day. And that way, that is the only way I believe taking action seems easy. So yeah, that was the motivation for this video. To be brutally honest, I had no real intention to shoot this video. This is the 5th video on this YouTube channel. I remember I said it in the first video or second video that there will come a time when I'll be proud of myself for starting this YouTube channel. But currently I'm feeling like hopeless, and I don't know why. I mean, I don't expect anything from YouTube or to become a successful, but somewhere down the line I'm not feeling successful, which is pretty stupid because I've just started. There are much better YouTubers than me, but I had promised myself to be consistent, and therefore taking action is important, irrespective of how the content is, how internally low I am feeling. It does not matter. Taking action was my duty towards this channel, and I fulfilled that duty. Is it an achievement? Probably not. But is it necessary? Yes. And I did it, and yeah, that is all that matters. So thank you for watching. Hope in the next video I'll be much better than what I am today, and eventually we will make it through. So yeah, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.